All right, Michael, we're going to do a quick video recap of your lesson. This is your after. I probably shouldn't have started the lesson like that, but it's so impressive. It is a good way to start. So let's look at what we started with. I'm not going to use this one because it's a bad camera angle. I shifted the camera a little bit. We're going to draw those lines we talked about to start. Sway line with you, which was the important one. Slide line. Then we're going to get an idea of your spine. Again, these lines are just to show movement. And you had said you're struggling with real bad inconsistency with iron play. So you start that backswing, shifting weight. Onto that back foot, getting kind of look going to your body.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we identified as the problem. We want to get that hip to stay inside this green line. If anything, we want to create space on this side. Whoops. I'd like to create room at the top inside of that line. And you can see you kind of spring out of the way and throw your hands at it. You're all clustered up through impact. Not a lot of power. You said you had a real big power loss.
Yes.
And we did some down the line stuff. We talked about, or video, not stuff, I'm sorry. Talked about posture change possibly. You look pretty tall and not real relaxed. Arms look a little bit to me to be ideally, I like to see the hands hang right below the shoulders. And you can just see you're a little rigid and out of way. But you had said you fought shanks with wedges before, and getting space was your way around it. Space and paying attention to the lower body was your way around it. I don't hate this posture. I just think if we could get, and we talked about it, this angle just a little more upright. I think that brings the arms in and you get taller and just in more balance. We can see we're over it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we stand up and get out of the way as the club goes through.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went on the robot, and I explained how fast it was going to move, and how that you were, how to make you comfortable, and with the fact that it is moving and it is a robot, but it's not going to hurt you. And this is one of the first swings where I just said, just get used to moving with this thing. We know we have to identify the lower half, but I just said I wanted you to take a few swings where you got comfortable seeing how this thing moves, seeing what it feels like. Because it's moving slowly, it's always interesting to me to see how the player moves their body while doing it in slow motion. You could see in your backswing, you really got your legs all crunched up, and then they got shorter. Now this is the one where we talked about the hips going. We want a gradual rotation away, right? So at first you were overdoing it. I talked about putting this stick here. This is 45 degrees, and then you thinking about 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees as you rotated, rather than just saying I got to get to 45 and not knowing when. I wanted you to think a gradual rotation away from the ball, and this is you getting used to it. The second one you do a lot better. Excuse me. Now, this one, we're doing the same drill, except I'm wanting you to feel taller in the legs at the top of the swing. You can see that bend comes out of it. Awesome looking legs there. And it's in slow motion. And the reason I wanted you getting taller is because in the downswing, I need you using loading in the ground or shifting weight using your legs to get that club room. Why is that glitchy? Sorry. Get that club room as you turn through. And so you're not just spinning out from the top.
Mm-hmm.
For you, going from long legs and turning to returning to the top and feeling tall, and then squatting down or feeling like you're squatting down allows time for the club to fall and get it into a healthy position so that you can turn that thing through impact rather than just getting to the top and throwing the club face at the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wanted you to, we set up this thing because you said you were going to practice at home. I was giving you a visual. Put something on this stick. All I'm really trying to get you here is an idea of, we either want a ball here or something. We don't want you shifting backwards anymore. So for me, looking at the camera, I don't need the cone with the stick hanging off the back of it, but I just wanted you to have something to understand, hey, did I leak out there or not? But great hips here at the top of the golf swing. Starting to get a feel for it. This is one where our idea fails for the wrong reason. You actually did. No, you did move back. You can see the pocket here. This one I remember you doing pretty well, I think. Oh no, leaked out. So we went back on the robot because we weren't getting it. Yeah, big shift there, backwards. See how the cone disappears?
Yeah.
And then I introduced the ball. We didn't go back on the robot. I introduced you to the ball so that you could understand that this left knee could work with the right knee away from the target, allowing the trail leg or the right leg to get tall. We struggled with, you kept your legs squatted down because you never let that left knee go away from the target at all. And then I wanted you dropping the ball to feel like you were using the ground. And this is the early stages of it, so it's always going to look funky. Now we went back on the robot and got an idea of getting tall. Whoops. Getting taller. That right leg looks better there. Dropping the ball or shifting that heel into the ground. Squatting down. And then springing back up. We did this a couple times so that you could get a feel for it. You were kind of struggling with this, so I went with an old school approach. Turning to the top. That right leg straightens more. That left knee works in, but I wanted you to feel the shift forward, working towards the target with that lead knee or that lead leg driving weight forward. And then we had you go on it. And way at the end, you got it figured out. Much better turn there to the top. I overdo it because you're underdoing it, but it's better than it was. And then the idea is to get you to push pressure with that left leg, get that board to hit the ground before you start dropping that golf club. And then I'm giving you the visual here of like shifting weight forward. You see me move like a goofball here in a second, like big leg. There we go. This isn't real, but this is me trying to give you an example of like the kind of pressure we move forward. And you can see your feet. If I wasn't such a dope standing in front of the camera, you can see you working it out though. Then we went back on the robot, and you had that feel in your head. There we go. Better. Then we hit some balls, and this was slow motion. This was slow speed. This was seeing if you could get the tall and turn, sit, and go. Figured out. Whoops. I caught you late, but there were some good signs in here. Shifting weight forward. Left leg straightening. Still not as clean through impact as we want, but better. Definitely better. You talked in the beginning of the lesson how you don't like how you overswing. If I give you a comparison, over here on the right, all that overdoing it, you can see as we were working on your lower half, that all started to change. Working weight forward. It's getting better. This is when we started adding a golf ball and speed to it. You can actually see things getting better. You can actually see your legs. Shifting, turning, club head trailing, there's lag. That's all the stuff that you were talking about wanting. It's an exaggeration, but there versus there. Go one click back. So much different. And now, to prove that it's not smoke and mirrors, there's an actual golf ball there. A little long. I love that you correct this on your own. You go back to where you want to be. Look at those hips work first. Shifting weight forward, opening up. Left leg straightens. Boom. Who's the new guy on the left versus the guy on the right? That's really impressive. Good work, first lesson. Again, proving that the robot, you know that golf club's in the right spot, and you can focus on the area that you really need to focus on, and you can find change pretty quick, rather than trying to just keep swinging and hoping. But really, really, really good job. And holding your finish. Great work.